What's going on, guys? I'm back with another video. Today we're just going to be talking about media stocks for the future. So any stocks that concern social media, anything to do with the internet, we're going to be looking at those today. And I got 5 stocks for you guys again, just like normal, that you guys should be just looking forward to towards the future. They've been performing very well in the past. I would just like to say, like every video, I am not a financial advisor. Any money that you guys put into the stock market should be your own thoughts and your own time to research the companies and stuff like that. Don't take whatever I say as financial advice or anything like that. This is just purely for entertainment, and I'm just giving my opinion on what the future is and what the stock market is looking like. And other than that, let's get right into it. All right, so the first stock I'm going to be talking about today, Facebook. Facebook's a big one. So Facebook's ticker symbol is FB, and the current price right now is 275.08. And 1 year ago it was about $193. And now it is about 275. I'm sorry about that. But it's up about 42%, roughly from last year. So that's a pretty good increase from 1 year ago. There's been cases of Facebook influencing elections, tapping personal information and other things regarding personal info of its users. That's just normal, especially with social media, them trying to get all the ads to pop up for them. But Zuckerberg's been going to court and stuff like that, and they've been making changes for their app. So they're always in the news testifying in court about taking too much information. But other than as they do that and they get taken to court, their company is still growing. So it just shows the magnitude of Facebook and how people still use it, even though they might say, hey, they might be taking a little bit too much information from us, but people still go on Facebook every day. People use Facebook now for all ages. I know people in high school, college, adults use them all the time. Older people use them all the time. It's the most common social network platform among all ages, especially older ages. For the third quarter of 2020, Facebook reported about 1.82 billion daily active users. So there's about 1.8 billion daily active users last quarter. And there's 2.7 billion users total. So there's 2.7 billion people that have logged on to Facebook at least one time in their life. And so that's a lot. That's a lot of people. There's only 7 billion people in the whole world, and almost half of them have logged on to Facebook at least once. So other than that, Facebook owns not just Facebook. Facebook owns Instagram. Instagram's a big platform that they have, and lots of people use Instagram for business now. I know a lot of people use it for business outlets, media, to post stuff about their company, other stuff like that. And Facebook is used for, like, restaurants have I'm sorry, not Facebook. Restaurants have Instagrams now, clothing stores, they use it for advertisements, stuff like that. And Instagram itself has 1 billion monthly active users, and that's a stat from January 2020. So we're gonna head over to the pictures that I have right now, and I'll show you guys and walk you guys through those right now. So now that we're looking at these pictures, Instagram users worldwide as of October 2020 by age group. So the main majority is going to be 18 to 34-year-olds. That's a big chunk of the worldwide users for Instagram. You do have it spread out as the ages get older, but less and less people are using them. And once you get to about 55, it gets really short, but there still is users, but it's just not as common. This just shows the magnitude that the younger age group has on how many Instagram users there are. I know a lot of people that just have kids, or people that I know have their Instagram, and they've had their Instagram for at least 10 years now. And stuff like that. So there is 13 to 17 year olds. You see 7.1% of users are 13 to 17 year olds, and that is just people finally getting onto the app, and then most of them have accumulated to about 18 to that 18-34 range since Instagram's come out. So that's a big part right there. And then the next screenshot we have right here is its advertisement audience profile by Instagram. So the majority, again, is between 18 to 24 year olds, but you see that females and males are pretty close to each other. As you get more and more to the right, and the older you get, the more females are using it. So that's a good stat right there. And then next stock we're going to be talking about, you guys will see coming up right now. So the next stock we're going to be talking about is stock number 2. It's going to be Snapchat. Its current price is $40.30 right now. And 1 year ago it was at $14.47, and now it's at $40. That's up about 178% from 1 year ago. It jumped a lot, couple dollars actually, from earnings, which came out October 20 to 21st. I'm not too sure what day it was. I know lots of young people use Snapchat as well, especially with younger populations. And then I have a couple of pictures to show you guys right now that we'll see just about daily active users, global users altogether, and then a little bit of their revenue of what they're generating, and we'll take a look at some of that stuff. So I'll see you guys right there. All right, guys, so now we're taking a look at these pictures right here. So Snapchat US penetration by age group. We see that the majority are going to be 18 to 24 year olds, just like that is on Instagram and Facebook. So we have most of the data is spread out between 12 to the 12 to about 34 range. That is a big chunk of US penetration. So what this is talking about is saying 81% of the population that is 18 to 24 uses Snapchat. That's basically what that's saying. That's why all the numbers are pretty high. So it's saying along 12 to 17 year olds, 66% of that population is using Snapchat. 25 to 34, 49% of that population is using Snapchat, and so on. So as you get older, the number kind of drops off after 34 years of age. But other than that, that's a good graph or chart that actually shows you how much of the population is actually using Snapchat. Snapchat global users, as you guys are looking, it's by millions. So it's been increasing steadily over the past couple of years. 2020, they're expected to have 314 million users globally. And then they're supposed to increase about 10 to 15 million every year after that for 2021, 2022, and 2023, as you guys can see. And then the last graph we have, I know it's kind of a little cut off, but I just wanted to get last year's quarters and along with this year's quarters as well. So we have this is quarterly revenue as we're looking at. So if you look at Q3 2019, we have $46 million. Then we have it jumps up to 560 the next quarter, and then jumps back down to 462, and then 454. It goes back down a little bit more, and that just may be because less people are using the app. I know Q4 is around the holidays, so more people are going to be sending more messages to each other, talking about stuff. I know Q3 is during the summer a little bit. I know it's in between Q2 and Q3. So Q1 might be the little bit lowest just because of people not doing stuff in that quarter, or Snapchat was doing something in that quarter that made those numbers go down a little bit. But one of those factors could be around the holiday season when people are sending more messages to each other and posting more pictures. Snapchat's getting more ad revenue during that because of the ads. But other than that, that's the only pictures I had for Snapchat. We're going to move on to our next stock right now. So the next stock we're going to be talking about is called Pinterest. Ticker symbol is PINS. The current price right now is $62.32. And 1 year ago is at $19.50. And as you guys can see, it's at $62. It's at up 219%. So you invested a year ago, it would have been a nice investment. So Pinterest just allows people to share ideas, recipes, decoration ideas, activities, drawings, clothing, and lots more. I mean, it's just really an idea sharing app, and then you can make your own boards. I'm pretty sure some of you guys have at least seen Pinterest boards from someone. So they just show ideas and stuff, and people interact and get different ideas from each other, and stuff like that. So we can take a look at some of the pictures I have right now, and I'll start explaining those for you guys so you guys get a little visual. See you guys there. All right, so we're looking at the Pinterest numbers right now. I have a picture up right here. So the total monthly active users right now was 416 million. As you can see, that was updated 10/10 of 2020. So that is a lot lower than most of the other sources that we're seeing, but a lot more people use it just demographically, because more people are going to be using it for smaller stuff, and some people might not need those ideas for like decorating or crafts and stuff like that. The largest Pinterest user base is in Germany, outside of the US. Average visit duration on Pinterest is only about 5 minutes. I know people don't spend hours and hours on it. Maybe they go on it once a day, like a couple minutes a day. If it's in between getting out of like your job and walking to the car or stuff like that. Total number of pins, 240 billion. That's just how many people have saved images or something from that onto their own boards. The next picture we're looking at, we see total number of Pinterest boards is 4 billion. So multiple people, or they're putting multiple pins on different boards and stuff like that that people are making. Between March and August 2020, Pinterest had 1.1 billion total visits. So people went onto Pinterest 1.1 billion times. So that's a lot, considering people are even if people are only going on it 5 minutes a day, they're going over it reoccurring over the week and stuff like that. And Pinterest's market value right now is just under $25 billion. So that's a little bit lower compared to most social networking platforms. But Pinterest is growing really rapidly. As you could see, it's up 219%, as I said earlier. So I definitely take a look into it and start researching a little bit more and see if you guys want to invest your money and stuff like that. So next, we're going to go into our next stock, and I'll see you guys right there. So the next stock we're going to be talking about is called Google. Everybody knows the Google, I'm probably pretty sure by now. Ticker symbol is GOOG. They also have a GOOGL, roughly about the same thing. The current price, very expensive right now. It's at $1,772.26. 1 year ago, it was at $1,319, and it's up about 34% from there. And that doesn't really show the power of Google and how big it's growed. So I put 5 years ago is at $777, and of course it's at $1,772 right now, so that's up about 128%. It is a long-term play, but Google is starting to buy out different companies just because they are growing so big. So Google is made for people. Google anything. People coined the term Google it now. So Google's just been a big inspiration for multiple people. And they've came out with different forms of media and stuff like that of their own. So they have Google Drive, Google Email. I'm pretty sure a lot of people do. They have documents, spreadsheets, slides, stuff like that. Many people use it for school. I know I used it back in high school. Google Maps. Everybody knows of Google Maps. Google Chrome. I know people know that. And then a big thing that they bought out was YouTube. That was a little bit longer ago, but back to the search engine. There's about 1 trillion searches every year from Google. That's a lot of searches. So I have a couple of pictures just regarding YouTube that they get a good amount of money from. I know their media and their websites alone generate a lot of income, but YouTube is another big thing that generates a lot of income. So I'll see you guys right there, and I'll discuss these pictures with you guys. All right, so now we're looking at these pictures right now. The first one says YouTube has over 2 billion monthly logged in users. 2 billion users is a lot of people. There's 7 billion people in the world. So 2 billion users is logged in monthly. That is a lot of people. And it says, and every day people watch over 1 billion hours of video and generate billions of views. Billions of people are watching these. You're not just going to go onto YouTube every day and watch only one video. You're going to see a couple of videos. So again, this second picture is going to say 100 plus countries around the world across 80 languages. This just shows that YouTube is worldwide. It's not just in the US or in Europe, it's worldwide. I know people make videos in Africa that I watch. A couple people in China and Japan make videos, stuff like that I watch. But that's just personally me. And then the third picture just shows that 500 plus hours of content uploaded every minute. So many people are uploading every single minute, just like this video you guys are watching. And it says more than 500 of content are uploaded to YouTube every minute. That's just restating what they said. But that just shows you the impact that YouTube has and how many people are actually using it every single time. And Google gets a portion of the money that they make for every ad you watch at the beginning of the video. Whether you skip it after 5 seconds or they make you watch it for 10-15 seconds, Google is getting a part of that money. And every time you guys watch a new video, let's say you guys watch 5 videos a day, Google's getting a little bit of that money every single time. And of course, money's going back to that creator that made that video, but not as much as Google would be making from that. But if you guys are looking to invest in Google, I would definitely check it out. I know people have definitely heard of Google, so I would look into it more. And I'll show you guys my last stock right now, and it should be a little bit of a surpriser for you guys. See you guys there. So the last stock I'm going to be talking about is Twitter. Everybody knows about Twitter. So their current price on the market is $43.48. And 1 year ago, they were about $29. And now they're at $43, as I said. And they're up about 47%. So that's a pretty good chunk that they're up from 1 year. If you told me 1 year ago, if I bought it, it'd be up 50%. That's pretty good, I would say. Many people use Twitter, celebrities, families, friends, and even elected officials. All of our presidents and Senate workers, people like that, all have Twitters now. It's a good source for people to spread news or anything of that matter, just ideas, stuff like that. And the platform is more slang kind of, and not formal. It's just kind of spread around ideas and talk to different people. Rather than more formal, as in like Instagram. If you guys want to look at that, look at it in that way. But other than that, about explaining it and the prices, we can head right over to the pictures and we'll look at those together. And I'll explain them, of course, just like I have been throughout this video. See you guys there. All right, guys. So I have a little bit more pictures today to show you guys. So the first one we're going to be talking about, it's going to be the monthly active users in millions. So as you guys can see, Q3 at the bottom of 2020, 353 million. A lot of people created Twitters over the past couple months and the quarter. As you can see that sometimes the numbers go down, sometimes the numbers go up. That's usually just what's going on. Maybe people are using Twitter more. Some people leave it. As you can see in Q1 and Q2, there wasn't a growth in users, but it did stay the same, so it did not go down. So that's a big part too. And then the second picture we're looking at is, let me see, it's in my notes, is the audience that is using Twitter. So we have, let me see. Sorry about this, guys. We have the audience that is using Twitter. So there is a bigger portion, if you guys look at the bottom, of males to females. It's about 70% males on Twitter and about 30% females, if you guys see that. And then the bigger picture is about 18 to about 49% are the big age groups that are using Twitter, especially 25 to 49-year-olds. They have the biggest portions. So that is a lot of older people are using Twitter compared to Instagram and Snapchat. This is a little bit made for a little bit of the older audience and stuff like that. So they are jumping in on the action. And as you can see, if you guys look over to the right a little bit more, As we said, more males are using it by age group than females are. And that just may be because males like it more, or females just don't like that more, and they're more into Snapchat and Instagram or stuff like that. But the next picture that we're going to go over is portion of U.S. adults using Twitter. So this is about just saying the average adult that's over the age of 18. If we go up to any random person on the street, what is the chances of them having a Twitter and using Twitter? So as you see, it goes up by months, and we see January of 18. We see that 24% of people are using Twitter. So if you go to a random person on the street of January of 2018, the chances are 1 in 4 chances are that they're going to be using Twitter. That's just the chances. February of 2019, 22% of people are going to be using Twitter. So that's just because maybe it's a little bit of a dead time of in between events and stuff like that people are not using Twitter. So that just shows that as time progresses, as you guys can see from 2012 to 2019, just more people are using Twitter altogether. It goes from 13% to 22%. Might be not big of a difference, but if you look at it in the sense of 1 in 5 people are using Twitter compared to maybe 1 in 10 people are using Twitter, that's a big difference. And then the last picture we're going to be looking at is quarterly revenue, just how much money they're making quarterly. And then this is in millions as well. So as you can see, Q4 of 2019, that was their big year. They made $1,000 million, which also known as $1 billion. And then they dropped down to 800 million, 683 million, and then they bounce all the way back up to 936 million. So my greatest hypothesis or guess about this, of why it jumped so much from Q2 of this year to Q3, how much it jumped, I think it's really just because of the election. There was so much buzz going around the election. Trump was tweeting, Biden was tweeting, lots of people are tweeting about the election, and it just jumped back up to almost what we saw in Q4 of last year. And I think that their quarterly earnings coming forward for Q4 is going to be a lot more, just because the election and stuff like that, people are spreading their voice more than ever with protests and stuff like that. And I'm not here to give my opinion on election and and political stuff. We're just here to use these statistics to our advantage, and the events going on to our advantage. And I'm just purely to talk about the financial statistics of this and stuff like that. But other than that, we'll head to the outro right now. So those were my top 5 stocks for social media outlets. Going over, we have Instagram with Facebook. We have, let's see if you guys know it, Snapchat. We have Pinterest. We have Google, and we have Twitter. That's right, guys. So those were the top 5 stocks that I've looked into. You guys should look into as well. And if you guys are new here, don't forget to click that subscribe button and that like button. Trying to get to about, let's make a big milestone, 50 subscribers. Let's just do that. Let's go for it. I'm getting new to this. I'm liking my style. I know I'm wondering how you guys are liking me putting the pictures probably about right here. And if I just do overlays and stuff like that, and just my editing is getting a little bit better, and also my projection and how I'm talking to the camera and stuff like that, I think is getting a little bit better. But I'm looking to do these videos maybe 2 or 3 times a week. It's just a hobby for me right now, unless it starts taking off. But I'm just spreading my opinion and making videos that I love doing, and I'd love for you guys to join me on the ride. So just remember to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and look out for another video coming soon this week. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.